Lowdown. For Ernest Boker, I'm Steve Wilson. Well, Vicksburg will be hosting South Delta, and South Delta is one of Class 2A's perennial powers.
Right, they haven't won a championship, but they're always winning 8, 9, 10 games a year, going to the second or third round of the playoffs. A very good team, even though there's a big size difference as far as classification. South Delta's going to bring a talented bunch, and they're really going to give Vicksburg all they can handle, I think.
Well, what did you see out of Vicksburg last week and their win over Terry that really impressed you?
Everything, to be honest with you. Their defense played really well. Gave up a couple of long drives, but not so much that they can't work around it. And the offense was very, very good. Last year they struggled a lot. Last Friday, they really clicked on everything. They had 200 yards passing, 150 rushing, give or take. Made some plays, really made some plays when they needed to. So that was something that they didn't do a lot last year. If they can keep doing that, they're going to be a really much improved team this year. Up next on the schedule is Pisgah at St. Aloysius. This is the home opener for the Flashes, and they took lost to Cathedral last week, which you never want to your rival, but it looked pretty good in defeat.
Well, when you consider the fact that Cathedral has one of the best passing offenses in this entire state, and they run that no huddle, which makes things doubly hard on the defense. For St. Al to hold them to 17 points, that's absolutely amazing.
And they stole 7 points back off them on an interception return.
Exactly. Connor Smith, who also is the quarterback for the Flashes, he had a good game under center, but he also had that 81-yard interception return. That's great stuff.
And Brandon Teller also had a pretty good game for the Flashes as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he caught Connor Smith's lone touchdown pass. His big brother, though, not so much. He rushed for 45 yards, but he separated his shoulder for the third time. And I know I was talking to him the other day at St. Al's Fieldhouse. He's very disappointed, but he is very, very upbeat about this team and their potential.
Hopefully he can get back on the field soon. He's a big piece for the Flashes.
Well, Porter's Chapel will be making the very short road trip over to Hartfield, and Hartfield's a school that's kind of an unusual case.
Yeah, a little bit of an identity crisis. We like to call them affectionately the artist formerly known as University Christian. That's where the campus is over in Flowwood. And, they've had some ownership issues where they've been bought by a church over there and renamed and went from the MAIS back to the MHSA, back to the MAIS this year. So it's kind of caused some problems with their athletic programs too. They've lost a lot of people. Even though they're a Class 2A school, they've been struggling a little bit last year and this year.
And speaking of struggling, there was no struggles for the Eagles against Union Christian. They definitely got done what they needed to get done.
Well, they really shouldn't have struggled against a team that's lost 32 games in a row now.
Sure.
But they actually did struggle a little bit in the first quarter. They had a bunch of penalties, almost 100 yards in penalties. Gave up a long touchdown pass, had a punt snap go over the punter's head and set up a short touchdown. So they were actually behind in that game at one point, 14-7. But Coach Wayne Lynch said he never really felt that they were in danger of losing it. He felt that they picked it up after the early mistakes and played well, and he thinks there's going to be a pretty good carryover to this week.
Thanks for tuning in to the Week 2 edition of High School Lowdown. For Ernest Boker, I'm Steve Wilson. Be sure to check out all the happenings at VicksburgPost.com, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at VixPostSports. That's VIX Post Sports. Thanks, and have a great one.